Welcome back, everybody. Episode 2. I didn't have this set, but now I do, so we are good to go. So let's go. Did I just say episode 2? I don't know if these are really episodes per se. Ooh, what is this? I don't know if these are episodes per se. Public bed. Really? Because they're not necessarily episodic, like they don't build upon each other. But I'm looking at my news. So I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but you can do the chat command news and it'll pull up the news page, which is the same as you can get from InSpawn by clicking on the news sign on the wall. So you can see this stuff. The display doesn't really scale very well on large screens, but that's an evil of form specs. Or I don't know if I should call it an evil, but it's a thing with form specs. So, yeah, first things first, let's talk about the jail. So I built this. I wrote some custom code for the jail. So as you can see, we have 3 cells here. And just these signs don't do anything per the person that's in the cell. It's just some information. It's not even really information. It's just I needed something to put there. So I have these. So, yeah, now I can send people to jail. So I can do... jail admin, we'll do 15 seconds and we'll just do a thing of testing. Oh wait, you know what I have to do? I'm the admin. How do I not have the warden priv? Interesting. And these are actually supposed to be spaced with commas. Ooh, and evidently that kills the server. So that is cool. That is really cool. That's not cool. That's not good at all. Wow. All right, well, fun here. Fun. I don't know what... Oh, boy. I really killed it. All right, well, so I guess the jail mod is broken. The 100% code that I wrote, clearly I did something wrong. I don't know what. I will have to test it. But essentially, I, as a warden, can send people to jail and they'll just randomly get thrown into one of these 3 cells. And then after whatever their time is, they will be teleported outside of the cell. So, yeah. It's kind of cool. I have no idea why it crashed the server because it used to work just fine, I feel. But, yeah, we'll go take a look at that. Well, we won't. I will. And then we have, let me check out news. Oh yes, there was an item duplication bug which has been fixed. So in the past, of course I don't have any items I can put in here, so that's really cool. Let me just grab some leather real quick. Sure, I'll take 10 leather. What? What? Let's try this again. There we go. Some leather and some iron. Oh wait, steel. Oh, that was changed too. The repairs are now using the ingots that the armor is made of. So in the past, you would repair it with an iron lump or a gold lump, and it was always a bronze ingot because there is no bronze lump. And now everything is repaired with the ingot, or it should be at least. If it's not, that is an error, and yeah, it's not supposed to be happening. So anyway, this bug that was fixed in the past. Oh, that's not enough. In the past, you could say take this. Oh, we'll take a steel helmet, and if I placed it on this stack of the concrete mixes here, I would have gotten 99 steel helmets that I would be putting into each slot. And I think the bag of concrete would have just gotten deleted. So that is fixed, and that affected the anvil, it affected the mortar, and it affected the crystal workshop. So it was kind of a serious bug, but it is fixed. So don't have to worry about losing stuff. There is still a little thing, I don't know if I can do anything about it, but say for repairing something, we put our helmet in here and this. And then actually I should throw some leather in as well. And a stack of these. Okay. So if I take the steel helmet, say the steel helmet was damaged. sometimes it doesn't take the piece of armor or the tool, and it'll just craft a new one. I don't know if there's anything I can do to fix that. The easiest solution is just if you have a damaged tool you're trying to repair, just put the tool in and then that one ingot and then take it out, because you won't have to risk accidentally crafting a second tool. I believe the tools are still repairable by putting 2 of them into the crafting grid though. Let me just try that real quick. I didn't touch this code, so it should still work just... Yeah, so you can still repair them that way. I don't know why you would want to do that, because it's very wasteful. But if you want to, that option is available for you. While we're at it, let's talk about the titanium. I added titanium to nether. Oh wait, that was already done last week. That may have been covered in the previous. But yeah, there's titanium tools. You'll find titanium down in the nether, and you can craft titanium tools. They're about the same as diamond, but they last twice as long. So that's kind of sweet. Trees. We have the Lumberjack mod. I don't have an axe. Okay, that's cool. I have the privilege, so this is gonna be and I talked about this a little bit last time, but yeah, so you make your trees, and you if I had a tree here that was open, you put these little doodads on it so you can climb up the tree to get to the top to chop it down. People kept complaining that it took too long to earn the privilege, which I kind of agree it did. So I decreased it to 100. So you have to dig 100 tree nodes and then plant a 1/6 of 100, which is what, like 16 or 17 maybe. So that's a thing. And yes, somebody started this jungle on fire because, actually, I don't think it was intentional, but they somehow didn't catch it until it was much too late. I'm trying to see if I can find one of the bugs. So I forget who it is. Silicone Penguin, I believe, has been doing a great job chopping these down and planting new jungle trees, which is very nice. Oh, here we go. All right, so burnt trees will still have the marks on them here if the tree was marked before it was burnt. And currently, the trees fall, and, you know, that all works. Previously, these would stay floating in the air. That has been fixed where this falls now, and it disappears because the little tree step thing you can't actually break. So those shouldn't... There were some stacks of them just floating in the air in the past, like here some are. This one in particular. There's no way to break this. Though if we break that, it does break a bunch of them. So hopefully this will fix most of it. Any of it that doesn't get fixed, don't worry about too much, because I actually added in an ABM that I forget how often it runs, but it just randomly replaces these with air. So if you put these on a tree to climb up to the top of the tree and then never chop the tree down, you may find them disappearing on you, but you can place them back fairly easily. So yeah, there's that. Okay, the jail is broken, so I can't really show you. There's nothing special. It just throws you in the jail. Tells you why you were jailed. Ooh, why is there fire out here? Tells you why you were jailed. And yeah, pretty much. Then once your tenor do they call it a tenor? Probably not. Once your sentence is over, you get released. So yeah. A new, I don't know if I'm calling it a new feature, but I added the waypoints mod. Actually, I didn't even add, it's not really a mod. It's part of World Edit, but it requires something on fire in here, or is there just a torch? It requires a bit of other code that wasn't enabled. So you have this now, so you can set waypoints in the world. You just click the waypoint you want, click this little flag thing, and it'll tell you world position. You can edit it, so you can call it a name. So I could do like burnt jungle. I don't know why I would want a waypoint to this, but if I did, you can change the color of it, and you can do that. I don't really know what the advantage to that is. Oh, and then you can turn it on and off too, which is kind of important. So I can see here, someplace right there, that is where my waypoint is at. So it's handy for if you're marking a place that you want to go back to, but you don't want to put a telepad there. So that's available now. Let's see. Oh, some people were asking about this, so I went ahead and did it. You can craft 4 burnt wood planks from a burnt wood trunk. So I forget who was asking about that, but now you can craft it if you want to. That was that. I did some little tweaks to the nether larva. They are larva, not rats, okay? Larva. And then lastly, let me do this. This is still very much a work in progress, but we have the Hall of Wisdom available. And the telepad will be moved to someplace else. Careful, by the time this goes live, the wall should be completed around it. But right now you can fall off the edge, and we are at like 2,000. Yeah, we're at positive 2,000, so you will die if you fall off. So you should have enough time to click in inventory to go home, or use the chat command to go home. But this is what exists at this point of the Hall of Wisdom. It'll be filled up with tidbits of wisdom and knowledge. So yeah, this is looking pretty nice, We got a little chandelier up in here, you know. I got this is kind of closed for construction, but you can just jump right over it. It's no big deal. I may change that so you can't jump over it. The plan is to have something sort of like this. So currently the only thing I have, and this is all in testing phases, none of it really works yet. But the idea is I'll have all of the monsters on display, quote unquote. And I'm not sure what I'm doing for the texture. I want them to look their statues. So this is just using the floor marble, but I may have to do something different. I'm not sure yet. And then there'll be, this is kind of a, just a little thing. But eventually the sign will be onto the post or onto the rope here. And it'll just give you some information about whatever's inside. So I'll have one with like the monsters. We'll have a section for the not monsters, for just the NPCs and the animals. I'll have a small section, I'm thinking right here probably actually, for armor. So I'll just have the different armor stands and a little sign giving you some information on those. We'll have a section with the different like workshops, so the different stuff from my landscaping, the table saw from more blocks, the anvils and stuff from, I think that mod's called stations. Yeah, so we'll have a little section with these things, and it'll pretty much be a place to come and learn about stuff on the server. Until this is finished, however, there is some pretty dope stuff. Also, I probably should change it so the dirt monsters don't spawn up this high, but whatever. Until that happens, though, we have some buildings. Here we go. Built by. I hope they say who it was built by someplace, because I really don't want to not. I'm not 100% sure who built this, so I'm not going to say because I might get it wrong. But this is kind of going to be pointless once the Hall of Wisdom is done. But until then, and even after then, it's a nice little, you can come in and look at it. Oh, Parasite built it. That's what I thought, but I wasn't 100% sure. So there's kind of like some little information and stuff. So if you're new to the server, you should totally check it out, you know. He's got some little things here about how to use some of the different workshops. Oh, he's got some more than when I've seen it last. So yeah, all in all, it's looking pretty nice. I guess you can sit at the table and play chess, though I don't know if you can actually do chess as 2 people. But yeah, that is that. And then Parasite's also been making this road that kind of just goes super far. So if you want to go super far, follow the road, and then you know, you can always turn off to the sides anywhere, and you should be able to Yeah, you should be able to build not too far away from the road. I think the road's protection actually only expands to this. It takes a few seconds for the HUD to update. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for this installment. I've got to figure out why the... Oh, and I moved one of these markets, so the road kind of opened up a little nicer. But that's really not a big deal. And, you know, the dumb zombies. This is all the same. There are way too many glow shrooms. Just throwing that out there. I need to change some of the code and make them not exist. Oh, you know what? I don't know if this was in existence before. Let's go someplace. I don't even know where I'm trying to go. I added goblins, but it's not the actual goblins mod. I need to find a dungeon. This is what I need. Okay, well, I don't know where any dungeons are, so that's kind of difficult for me to show. But you probably really... Oh, I should take that out. You probably really don't need to know what the goblins are. Just know that they exist. You'll find them in dungeons. They're kind of annoying little buggers. They'll steal your torches that you put on the wall. That's pretty much it. So yeah, that's that. Oh, I should I'm just gonna do this because ain't nobody got time to walk. Am I right? The mountain base caught on fire. Mountain base. It caught on fire a while back. Somebody fixed most of it, which is very nice, very nice. But I don't do this to tell you that it caught on fire. I do this to tell you that the braziers, how you pronounce these things used to catch things on fire, which was kind of not cool. I don't really have any... Oh, I think the wooden torch or the wooden axe will burn. So now these use a custom permanent flame, epic permanent flame, which is not a spreading fire. So you can use these safely now and not worry about catching things around them on fire. Because, yeah, that's what caught the mountain base on fire. That's what caught the dirt around spawn on fire. And I'm 99% sure that's what caught the jungle on fire. Yeah, we got all this burnt dirt around here. Yeah, that's because these things, for whatever reason, thought it was a good idea to catch things on fire, which I feel is really stupid, but it's changed, so they don't do that anymore. Other than that, some new hidden awards were added, but they're hidden, so you don't know what they are, and I'm not telling you what they are. You can ride horses. You could be 4. You can pick them up by hand. There was a little bug with goats and dogs, and possibly some other animals as well that you couldn't pick them up. I take that back. You could pick them up, but you'd get an unknown item because I unregistered the eggs for them because I didn't realize you needed those to pick the animal up. So that's been fixed. So theoretically, if you had any that you picked up that were in your inventory, they should be eggs and you should be able to place them again. And if you have any pets, you should be able to pick them up and transport them as you would expect. And that wraps this installment up. So, links in the description as always. Play on the server if you want. If you don't want to, don't. There's no skin off my nose or anybody else's nose. I'm expecting it's not. I don't think anybody's going around skinning their noses because people aren't playing on my server. That would be weird if people were, though. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up. So tune in next week for another installment and what's new, or just, run the news command to find out what's new. Because, I forgot one last thing. And this is This is like behind the scenes kind of stuff. I'm going to jump up here because I can. I jitter a little bit though. Oh, there we go. And I still jitter. Okay, I'll get back off. No, was there? Oh yeah. So previously, and I'm still not really doing this the best way, I have a copy of all of the world mods on my local machine, and then they're on the server as well. And what I had been doing previously was I was, doing all the editing locally, and then I would push the changes over to the server. But unfortunately, I would quite often forget to copy over specific mods, and then I'd restart the server and something would still not be fixed or wouldn't be there. And I was like, oh man, that's kind of lame. So I have a new method. Optimally, the best way to do this would be using Git or some sort of version control and make the change locally, push them to the repository, and then clone from the repository every time the server restarts. But I don't feel like doing that. So I'm using a piece of software called SyncThing. And basically it just mirrors the two directories, and I keep it paused when I'm working locally. So if the server should crash and restart, it doesn't have potential errors or crashes from mods I'm working on. And then when I want to actually update it, all I have to do is turn it on. It propagates the file changes over, and then I restart the server and the changes are there. So hopefully we don't have any more instances of, well, with the exception of the jail mod, which I don't know why that crashed. I have to figure that out. Hopefully we won't have any crashes from half completed mods or things that I thought I fixed and did fix locally but didn't get pushed over to the server. So that shouldn't be an issue anymore, hopefully. And with that, we will wrap it up.